Hello everyone and welcome. Today we shall make together a hearty dish containing complex carbohydrates and various vitamins and minerals. We shall prepare and layer the carbohydrates with protein, fat and fiber. By the usage of controlled heat of 180 degrees Celsius, we shall change its moisture content and texture, therefore making it edible and nutritious. In other words, let's make a lasagna. Hello bookworms, welcome back to my channel and to another book review. Today I will discuss Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus, the story of Elizabeth Zott, a chemist in the 1950s, and being a woman in such a manly occupation, Zott finds herself being looked down upon at best and outright discriminated and even attacked at worst. And after being kicked out of her field, she finds herself quite accidentally the host of a cooking show. Elizabeth Zott is ambitious, pragmatic, stubborn, and humorless, and these unlikely characteristics not only make her so popular, but also help her reach out other like-minded women and change so many lives for the better. So generally speaking, I really enjoyed the book. It was interesting, heartwarming at times, heartbreaking at others, very human and very feminine. The story takes place in the 1950s but speaks to the struggle of women everywhere at all times. And it does it without coming across as preachy, which is a pet peeve of mine. There are some awful male characters here, awful as awful people, not badly written, but also a couple of really fantastic ones, just to show that it's not about all men are inherently evil, but more like how our society treats different people and how can many people be affected by this. For example, women were at those times so often shown to be silly and simple and nurturing. And as a woman, you were so expected to act that way. You eventually did it without realizing you were conditioned, whether it's your true personality or not. And men saw it and just assume all women are like that because that's all they knew. It's a vicious cycle that Elizabeth, half accidentally and half on purpose, broke. However, I do think it's important to read a book in the correct light and stretch your suspension of disbelief a little, especially if you've seen the Apple TV show based on the book. I have not seen it myself, but I've seen bits and pieces, and I think the series takes itself a lot more seriously than the book. You see, there are some silliness in the book that might seem very weird or out of place if you're not expecting it. For example, my favorite character is a dog called 630. My cat's name is 7, by the way. And he actually narrates some of the book, and he's extremely intelligent. Also, at times, it's really comical how clueless Elizabeth is, despite her being so intelligent. She's constantly shocked by the current situation and people acting like humans or not like Vulcans, as if she's never met a human being before. So if you take everything at face value, it is quite ridiculous. But I think we also should look at it as a commentary on Elizabeth's personality, who cannot understand nuance and sarcasm. It's actually really interesting because the book is kind of like Elizabeth herself, very direct, uncompromising, and lacking any sense of humor or irony. Elizabeth's story is a sad one filled with betrayal, loss, hardships, learning curves, and more. But sometimes funny things happen, but Elizabeth seems not to realize it. The same with the book. It's a very straight telling of a story that has some really absurd moments. And I have a feeling that this strange combination of such heavy themes on one hand and not exactly comedy but amusing bizarreness on the other might put some people off the book. I know I was really surprised by the book's tone. I wasn't really expecting it. So maybe knowing about it in advance will make less people put the book down because of it. That is, however, not to say that the book is black and white. Half of it is heavy and sad, and the other is completely ridiculous. It combines the two wonderfully. Like life, you know, we have sad moments in life and funny moments too. But what this book really is is about people and our inherent need for company in, if not love, then at least compassion. It's about friendships and family, connections and independence. It's about guilt and destiny. It's something anyone can relate to, even if you can't specifically relate to Elizabeth. And personally, I think Elizabeth was my least favorite character in the book, even though she was absolutely fascinating. Sometimes I thought she was amusing with her uncompromising reluctance to understand how human beings operate, but at times I thought she was rather a hypocrite, demanding on one hand equal rights for women while at the same time treating men around her the same way she was unfairly treated and thinking that is fine. But I think that was on purpose. I don't think you're really supposed to like Elizabeth, but you can't deny she's a force to be reckoned with. So how shall I conclude? I feel this review is rather strange. This book was fun to read, interesting and well written. It was inspirational, bittersweet, uplifting, and also devastating. But also funny, sweet, and ridiculous at times. And this might not make sense to you, but maybe this will get you curious about this unique book. Regardless, I highly recommend Lessons in Chemistry, whether you like historical, feminine, underdog stories, or like me, you generally don't. This one is just too good not to at least give it a try. So guys, that was my review on Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to my channel for more bookish video, and leave me a comment below. Let me know of other similar books. Also, how similar are the book and the series? Did they invent a lot of stuff just for the show? Again guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.